We all know that bluelock started out as an institute to help find Japan's #1 striker to lead them to win the World Cup. But what if bluelock actually has a different meaning than what Ego was referring to? This is a theory that was discussed before on Reddit, but I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this as we dive into this. So in the beginning of the series, Ego Jinpachi is looking for a player that can lead Japan to its first World Cup. Bluelock was created to force the world's best striker out of 300 applicants and have one sole survivor who will be the last one standing. He would then put the applicants in different selections to go against each other and keep eliminating people in the process to eventually get to the last person. However, the higher ups were getting mad at Ego for not creating a world-class striker by now. They were getting close to trying to halt the bluelock project because they did not like the results. Because of this, Ego had to accept a match of bluelock versus under 20 for the existence of bluelock to continue only if they win the match. He even states he had first planned on narrowing down until the last 5 players, but was put at a standstill. Ego had to drastically ramp up his time frame for creating the best striker, and now instead of having them be developed in an insulated environment of bluelock, they now have to be sent into the world to be the world's best. It first starts with the best of Japan, and then to be able to upset the world of soccer in Japan. I think after the under 20 match, Ego has now changed his goals just slightly. Bluelock probably has a different meaning than just creating the best striker. He still wants to create the world's best striker, but now he is also creating world-class players in general that can compete on a world stage. Creating the best striker might be the main goal, but the purpose might be to create a perfect new team for Japan. Ego has lied several times to make the Blue Lockers evolve, one of which being at the start where all of them believed they were at the bottom of the Blue Lock teams. In the new Neo Egos League, he also says that they could also try and take up a different position and steal a spot from the regulars of the team they chose. The whole point of it is to create a team of egoists who all believe they are the star of the show. This makes perfect sense leading up to the way things are now in the NEL League. After winning the under 20 match, Ego now holds power to everything. He is the sole decider for creating the World Cup roster and has connections to get the top 5 clubs to train with bluelock and take offers. He planned this accordingly to give all the bluelock players a shot even if they don't get accepted as a striker. Ego was even content when they were losing in the under 20 match because bluelock had gotten the recognition it deserved, and players like Ren and Shido were able to show the world what bluelock was about. Now Ego can decide everything and still holds true to finding the best striker. He wants to win the World Cup, but acknowledges that right now victory is still impossible. He comes up with the NEL League to improve everyone's growth at a rapid rate still. Ego gave everyone a choice on which environment they wanted to go to for improving their skills. Ego even tells everyone that the key to winning this environment is to demonstrate their uniqueness. They will fall average compared to the world, and this will be the biggest test for them. He's constantly testing the players and making them work hard for their spot, because it will be close to impossible for them to win the World Cup. To showcase their value and demonstrate their skills, everyone will have a chance to be able to get picked up by a team if valuable enough. Forget just winning the World Cup now. These players will have a chance to go pro in major clubs. Ego is looking out for them to become something bigger than before. He has given them the rite of passage to becoming a professional. He now has cultivated players who once were chosen to be the best strikers and now has given them a chance to become great at other positions for teams. A perfect example of this is Rio. Rio was not cut out to be a striker and would have been eliminated from bluelock had Shido didn't hate Kunigami because of his superhero antics. But now in Manshine City, Rio has regained his inner ego and he realizes that he never cared about being the best striker in the world. He just wants to win the World Cup. To do that, Rio feels it is best to make Nagi the best striker in the world in order to fulfill his dream. Rio has elevated immensely as a midfielder and it fits him way better than as a striker because his scoring ability is not that well, but his passing and defense are amazing. Rio was able to develop into his correct role because of the under 20 match in the NEL League now to fully get him to where he needed to be. Rio is a protagonist in his head. His role is as the star that helps Nagi become the best striker in the world. He does not want anyone else to have this spot as his jealousy was shown at Agi. Another great example is Nico. Nico had came into bluelock with an already great skill for defense as he devised team-wide to be a defensive formation that only attacked when the time was right. During the under 20 match, Nico was at the center back position because of his high spatial perception and ball stealing ability. He fits his role way better than a striker because he was not that special in offense, but immensely good in defense. He is now on the Italy Ubers team, a team that specializes in defense, so I have no doubt that his skills will be even better the next time we see him. Nico has adapted to his role perfectly as bluelock's watchtower, and he even realizes now how fun defense is for himself. Had bluelock just been the same old style with finding a striker, Nico would have definitely been eliminated eventually. When you think about it, there are not that many pure strikers in bluelock. The only ones you can really say are pure strikers are Kunigami, Rin, Shido, Baro, Bachira, and Nagi. Even Asagi still has not gotten there to be a pure striker. I'm sure he will get there once he works on his physical abilities and can utilize his metavision fully. These are the people I would say would have been top 5 in bluelock had it continued to go the original way that Ego intended for it to be. This is still a theory, but it would be very interesting if Ego eventually set it up this way for players to get an opportunity to become a professional. Ego is very serious about Japan and winning. You can tell he is tired of the same old Japanese fallout in the World Cup and also wants to help players who can make it succeed. I think the last 2 remaining games in the NEL will be amazing in deciding who to pick for the World Cup. It will be a hard list to pick only 11 players, but it will be fun to see nonetheless who Ego decides to have start on the team. bluelock has been growing the egos inside of every player since day one. We will see how they can do when it's all of them on a team once again going against the world. It will be interesting to see the uniqueness everyone has been able to come up with and then being able to mix it all together with each other. We also have to consider how they will have Atoshi Sai with them to complete the team, which is another thing to add to their firepower. We know that bluelock runs an aggressive offensive style offense to win, so they will probably have good defenders in the back, and as time goes on, they add in more offensive players in the game to overwhelm other teams, but we will see when the time comes. I'm excited as bluelock just continues to be great week after week with no breaks. Let's get ready as Muchen will now be playing Ubers, and it will be Asagi vs Baro once again. Thank you guys for watching the video. Please like, comment, subscribe for more, and I'll be back in the next one. Peace.